Warriors, today is November 1st, 2021. And you know what launched this morning? The Kids Too movement. That's right. Hashtag Kids Too. What does Kids Too mean? Well, let me explain to you. Lynn's Warriors, along with many other advocates, organizations, nonprofits, elected officials, have been talking relentlessly about CSAM, child sexual abuse material, that is affecting all of us. That's our children, our grandchildren. It's all over the internet. It's on every single platform that your children use, from Facebook to Twitter to YouTube, Snapchat, Messenger. I could go on and on. Oh, TikTok, a major offender. So a wonderful organization called PAXA, P-A-X-A, our good friend Tanya is spearheading the movement, formed hashtag Kids Too. So we decided that we'll all come together. We will have a social media campaign with suggested tweets and Facebook and Instagram. Everything done for you. All you have to do is click on the link. And it is time, especially, warriors, that I talk about this 24/7. In recent weeks, we've had the Facebook and Instagram hearings. We've had Snapchat, YouTube, and TikTok. And also, oops, there's a little flying here. Excuse me, I'm flying it away. Sorry about that. In light of all of this and the public's now somewhat awareness, it is a good time to cash in, create a campaign, and get all of you on board. And not only all of you. You know, I'm always railing against the media. We don't have enough media coverage. We don't have enough eyes on this. So we're coming together. It's going to be for the public. It's going to be for the media. It's going to be organizations like Lynn's Warriors pushing this theme out nonstop. Kids Too, hashtag Kids Too. You can find out all about this movement and how you can participate, because you know what, Warriors? So many of you ask me, what can I do? And I know if the work is all done for you and you just have to click on a link, I know then you're really going to do it. Visuals, suggested, words, messaging. So I want you to go to lynswarriors.org, scroll down, look for the Kids Too movement. You can also go directly to the website, and that is Kids Too, T-O-O, Kids Too, MVMT.com, Kids Too, MVMT.com. It's a movement. We're started today. Go to the website, go to lynswarriors.org, find out November 2, tomorrow, what we're going to be doing. We have more of a mission statement, a manifesto, if you will. November 3, we're going to be pushing out more. We are going to create, we have had enough. So we are going to create this national movement and really get the public on board with us. We can no longer tolerate big tech admitting, studies proof, putting the safety of our children over profit. And this is all being done. So I want all of you to come on board with us, please. It's so easy to retweet. Go to Lynn's Warriors on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram. Just share. Go to the website, plenty of shareables, take actions. We need to really discuss this PAXA movement. And PAXA stands for Parents Against Child Sexual Abuse, but also it really is the creation, PAXA, of a whole movement against any form of child exploitation. So I want all of you to get on board with that. It is so, remember, numbers count, community counts, grassroots mobilization counts. I was at a luncheon today here in New York City, and of course, I bring up all forms of trafficking and sexual exploitation of our children. Remember, warriors, I did not choose this profession. I will say it chose me. I can't help myself. I am astounded every day, especially in light of our recent, being told that the current administration is considering giving $450,000 to illegal minors and adults separated at the border under the Trump administration. Now, remember, I'm not here to talk politics. The issue of child trafficking, human trafficking, labor trafficking, these are bipartisan issues, belong to no political party. I also want to remind everybody, we have to think about the goods that are made because a lot of these other countries that we buy our products from do use slave labor. So I want to get a little more into that whole chain of that slave labor to create, I'm sure you've heard about the cocoa, and sometimes we talk about China and what they're doing there, the human rights abuses and using the Uyghurs for slave labor. But we'll put that aside for now, but we're going to get into that a little more in the coming days. So all forms of exploitation and trafficking. I, along with many others, fight for resources, fight for awareness every single day for our own Americans that are victims and survivors of human trafficking, of sexual exploitation. We, of course, do not have enough resources. We do not have enough safe houses. You know, the only safe house in the United States for boys is in Florida. One totally recognized safe house. Now, that's not to say there aren't a few safe houses around the country, but as far as a recognized one, a main one that gives education and housing and medical care, that is shocking. We don't talk about the boys and young men enough, and we have to start including them more in the dialogue. Yes, it is usually more girls and teens and women, but one person abused and trafficked is one too many. So we need to include them in the dialogue. But can you imagine? One safe house recognized. And we're going to be giving perhaps $1 million to families that came here illegally when we cannot provide the medical, the education, the resources, the job training, job partnerships. That is part of the Lens Warriors mission, that as we move along, eventually we are going to have a full partnership and get people. Lens Warriors will be partnered with corporations, with industry, to get people job training. Remember, economic empowerment is what keeps people off the streets and out of this life of sexual exploitation, so they can reclaim their lives. People want a schedule. People want to go to jobs. People want to have independence. When you're stuck in sex trafficking, any form of exploitation, it's very easy to say, just walk away, get out of it. But you know what? Most people cannot. They don't know how. They are beaten down. They are emotionally drained. They have nowhere to go. They have no other resources. So we need to do better. And that's also part of this full decriminalization of the sex trade facing New York State and also many other states, such as Vermont. Full decriminalization, it should really be called, and sometimes it is, partial decrim, because we want to decriminalize those working in prostitution. We consider them victims. It's a use of force, fraud, or coercion. Very few, next to nothing, warriors are working on their own. There is no pretty woman. There's a pimp, a trafficker, somebody in the background, taking their money, coercing them, or is getting them to do sex work under the pretense, of fraud. If these people had this partial decrim, which is called the equality model, I want all of you to look it up, equalitymodelnewyork.org, made up, Lens Warriors is part of it, made up of survivors, survivor-led actually, and then organizations and nonprofits such as this, Lens Warriors, coming together. Survivor-led, do you know what that means? It means that people who were actually in this life of prostitution are speaking out against it. It is not empowering. It is not giving you economic freedom. It is oppression. So we have a lot of take actions, warriors. The big exciting one today is the PAXA, P-A-X-A, by our good friend Tanya, spearheading the movement. And please go to KIDS2, K-I-D-S-T-O-O, mvmt.com. Look at all the social media shareables. You've got the image, you've got suggested tweets, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Done for you. Click on the link. Go to linswarriors.org, scroll down. You'll see all of this as well. And we're going to have a lot of new things on Lynn's Warriors coming up. I'm trying to keep up, but I'm kind of a one-woman show and I'm doing so many different things. And you have to realize if somebody calls and needs help, that takes precedence over over all else. Things get pushed aside. So I want to thank all of you for joining me, for continuing to support and your loyalty. But the greatest thing I can ask all of you is to retweet or share on Facebook or Instagram. We must come together. Hashtag kids matter. Matter on the internet, matter in real time. We must beat the predators. Do I sound drastic? Sure I do. But you know, and I know, this is all true. So be a warrior. Join us. We've done all the work for you. Take action. And always remember, today and every day, you're all warriors.